blood moon, and I just lost my camera. That's typically how it goes. There we go. It's making me go landscape on this, but we're just getting going on this, so I apologize for the delay. Brandon, try to find the moon again here. Apologize for that. Got my iPhone hooked up to my telescope here. There it is. Hopefully we can get a... Camera's not working super great. So you can see the moon there. Temperature is about -2 Fahrenheit, which is not great. Heather, can you turn that light back on? I need a light. Exactly. I'm losing my moon here. Awesome. There we go. So it was -2 last time I checked, and which has been pretty typical. It was a lot colder earlier. There we go. Trying to get it focused and everything here. Kind of hard. Thanks for stopping in, Brandon. So anyways, we got perfectly clear skies. I had a better focus when I had the camera, but I'm guessing this will focus really well when we get to the full eclipse. For some reason I can't get it to focus, but I'm going to play with some of the settings here while we're live. And let's see, looks like it. Oh, those aren't the settings I want. YouTube Live doesn't let me fix the settings on the phone, and it doesn't want to take and focus on the moon there when I hit the screen, so that's unfortunate. We're gonna keep working on this and see if we can't get it better. But I'm looking through a telescope out the window at the moon here in Alaska, in south central Alaska, and we got nice clear skies for the evening. I'm just trying to get the camera to line up with my telescope. There's the moon. I wish I could have a better... You know what? Let me try something here. That might be the problem. It might just be the focus of my telescope. You can see the moon starting to disappear. I'm actually going to take the phone out of the mount I have, my little makeshift mount, and you can see what I got here. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus a little better. So it's only 7 p.m. so it's pretty early in the daytime here. So that's what I got going. I got a little like a paper towel tube, and you can see we're out the window and the moon's out there. It's a bright night and it's way up there, and it looks way more impressive not through the phone, unfortunately, and it'd probably look way more impressive with the light out. You want to hit the light? Well, no, it doesn't. So anyways, we're going to put it back in the telescope holder here. And hopefully we'll be able to see red this time and it won't disappear on us, as it did last time. Well, I don't know why it's not focusing really well. There we go. You can see the moon there. And it's too bright for the camera right now, and I can't change the camera at all. So I'm just kind of stuck with that, and I'm hoping that's good, because last year we had a blood moon, and I filmed that. And what happened is that blood moon, you couldn't see it as soon as it went all the way dark through the telescope on the camera. And with as bright as the moon is here, but we had a lot better, you could see the detail on the moon better. And so anyways, I'm going to try and keep that more still. We're going to try and prop it up a little bit better. And I'm just going to move this telescope along with our iPhone, because since the moon is rotating around the Earth, it's tracking along the sky too, and the Earth is rotating and everything, so it's kind of something, it doesn't just stay in the same place. I can't just leave it. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Our channel's How to Alaska, and we do a lot of videos from around Alaska, and so if you're interested in learning kind of about Alaska from kind of a family vlogging style, we take our kids and do a lot of amazing stuff. So if you get a chance, hit that subscribe button for us and give us a like. And we're competing with a couple other people and channels tonight for the live footage of the blood moon, and ours probably isn't necessarily the best quality, but we will give commentary with it. Feel free to ask your questions about Alaska. They should come up in my feed here, and I should be able to see. Somebody's asking what the temperature is out here, and last time I checked, which was at about 6 o'clock, it was -2. I'm guessing because we have clear skies, it's dropping, so it's -3 now. So anyways, thank you for tuning in with us. Someone's asking if they could see it in the Middle East. I did look at where the blood moon was going to be visible from, and it looked like you could see it as far maybe as Israel or Jordan, but you'd probably just see the end of it, because the moon was going to be, yeah, I think it would be it would be the beginning of it that you'd see, and then it was basically going away. It'd be dropping below the horizon. Turkey maybe. Iraq, I don't think so. So, I can't let it go.
You can't let it go, because it's really late.
I know. So if I can turn the camera so it doesn't want to let me, well, maybe it'll be all right. There we go. Got a better view there. Trying to line this up, and I might have to do some more adjustments. So there we go. So anyways, thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you very much. That's actually our first super chat. We really appreciate that. We're actually looking at upgrading some equipment, and Carolina Girl, I think that's what her name was. We really appreciate that super chat. That means a lot to us. Uh-oh, I'm losing my view here. Sorry about that. So we appreciate that super chat, and we will invest that into getting better equipment that's more stable. So thank you so much, and thank you for supporting our channel. So, well, that's really cool, Von Helmsler. Yeah, this is visible from basically all over the United States if you have, and South America. If you have clear skies, which we do here in Alaska. So, yeah, we're a little bit farther north than St. Lawrence Island, Alaskan. I missed the name there, but yeah, it's clear more north. You go in Alaska right now. There was a big storm system moving in to the south central. So Alaska Cold says it's cloudy where he is on St. Lawrence Island. But they get a lot of clouds anyways. They get a lot of rain. So Teresa Blair, yeah, thanks for the comment. Do you guys have clear skies down there in Wasilla? We are north of Wasilla. So I've got to adjust my telescope here. All right. So if you guys are just tuning in with us, we're doing amateur live footage of the supermoon, and we are about 90 miles north of Anchorage, and we have a clear view of the supermoon tonight. So we thought that it would be a good live stream to do, and that people would enjoy it and be able to hang out with us as we watch the supermoon. We always love watching these blood moons. So we love astronomy, and we love watching the northern lights too. They're a little bit harder to get on live stream. That's one of my YouTube goals, is to get some real-time northern lights on live stream. So William Walters, the thing about a blood moon is you don't really see the red until the moon fully eclipses. And we do lose a lot of light when that happens. So the chances of us picking it up really good with this iPhone are going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm hoping it'll happen, but I make no guarantees. It is a live stream, and we are amateur at this, so I don't have a ton of equipment. So when this gets to the full view, I mean when it fully eclipses, it will be an amazing look. It's like a orangish red. Yep. Let's see here. Running my telescope is at the max of its height. So Sophia Mia asks, why isn't the moon red here in New Hampshire, I believe that is? And the reason is it's not red here either. The reason is it doesn't appear red until the moon goes directly behind the Earth and is fully in the Earth's shadow. That light from the moon right now, the light from the moon right now is what's keeping it from appearing red. But when it totally gets behind the clouds here, I mean not behind the clouds, behind the Earth's shadow, it will start to turn red. And it may be, oops, sorry about that, guys. Okay, gotta go down with this a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit of, there we go, yes. It actually, Keith, it will be red. It will be red. Sorry about losing that. There we go. Oh, well, I lost it. Which was a problem I had before. There we go. It will be red when it fully eclipses. And that'll be the same time it fully eclipses here, it'll fully eclipse there. So I'm hoping I can be on it when it turns red, because that will be a problem. You won't be able to see it very well. But I did have a solution to that, and I might be able to do it. So I do have to catch my wife here. I will be back in a second. Heather? Hey, Heather. I brought that camera. I need to make sure that it's got decent batteries, because that's how we made it. I pulled the camera. Okay, make sure it's got batteries. And shoot, that might be in the car, the battery charger. So anyways, it'll probably turn red. Yeah, that sounds about right. For that would be 7:41 our time. It'll turn red probably at about that time, where it'll be fully eclipsed. And it'll be red for 45 minutes probably. So someone, Kelly Mayfield, asked that they said the blood moon had to do with God, and the reason why people say that is because in some of the books in the minor prophets, such as Joel, the book of Joel, it says that in the latter days that the sun will be darkened and the moon will be turned to blood before the great and fearful day of the Lord's coming. And so that's why people refer to that. So that's why people speculate on the blood moons. And a couple years ago, well, the last year, there were a lot of blood moons, and there was like 4, like within like 6 full moon phases, or something like that. And it was so people were really wondering if that's what that passage in Joel was talking about. Keith, I don't know when the next blue moon is, but really the only thing about a blue moon is a moon that is full when it's basically just full twice in the month. So it's just where it lines out. So it's not really anything spectacular in my mind. So I'm filming this with an iPhone 8, I believe. It's my father-in-law's, and a telescope. And I had really, I had pretty good resolution on it. But then the resolution of it, when I opened YouTube, the app didn't let me focus in on the moon well. So I apologize that the resolution's not better, but I did have much better resolution. So. And last time I believe I shot it with an iPhone 5 and it wasn't as good as this, and I hope I have a little bit more light. So it really doesn't matter what time zone you're in to view the blood moon. It just is going to happen at a different time for you. But it's happening the same here as it's happening for anybody else, because the moon is going behind the Earth's shadow. It's even not like a solar eclipse in that regard. It's as soon as the shadow of the Earth hits the moon, everybody who can see the full moon can view it. So it's happening all simultaneously. So it's happening right now. It's not going to happen at a different time for people. So if you can go out and you can see the moon right now, you can see that it's starting to eclipse, and that it's actually about 3/4, 2/3, 3/4 right now. So we're probably about a half hour still from the full eclipse. But if we don't have enough to see the red, I don't know what this camera is going to do. If we can't see the red well, we're going to take some pictures as it's happening of how it looks when it's red, and I will take and show it on the iPhone. So that's basically my plan. It's what I did last year, and hopefully I'll do it better this year, because we did have a blood moon last year, January 31st. So someone's asking what would happen if a person was on there. Basically, it would be like a solar eclipse, but you'd be on the moon watching the Earth go in front of the sun. If that answers your question. So someone asked, why is it so dark? It's because the shadow of the Earth is moving across the moon right now. And so basically you're going to go through all the phases of the moon in a 3-hour period. It'll be a red-orange color, and we will end up hopefully being able to see it on here, as long as I don't lose it. We're doing the best we can with this. Move some of this to the middle here. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Our channel is How to Alaska, and we like to go out and show people what Alaska's about, and we do so in a family vlog style. And we have 3 kids, and they do all the stuff that we end up doing. My son caught a 100-pound halibut on one of them. My boys went hunting with us. We did a lot of really cool Alaskan adventures on our channel. So if you guys are tuning in and watching the blood moon here, and you're interested in Alaska, and you tuned in because you saw Alaska in the title, please consider subscribing to our channel. It is going to show you more of what Alaska is. So I've got another question. What time is this going to turn red? And I think it's going to turn red in probably about 30 minutes. Somebody asked if they knew where I could find gold, and the answer to that is, if I knew where to find gold, I would go there and find it. So I do have a claim, and that is, I have a couple gold claims, and we take our family out there, and we do have some videos on that, and we have found gold. So it is kind of a cool thing that we do and incorporate in our channel as well. It's part of Alaska. It's part about being an Alaskan. So anyways, if you're tuning in from other parts of the world and you can see the moon right now, you will be able to see exactly what we're seeing. And if you can't see the moon right now, then you're probably tuning in here. So So we appreciate you guys tuning in with us, and we want to thank you guys who are subscribing to our channel. We think that you'll be pleased with our channel. It's about Alaska. Connor Conti asks, do we know when it'll be over? It'll be over. We'll probably quit as soon as the moon comes back onto the eclipse side. I don't see the point in keeping it up for the whole other side. We'll let it get a little bigger and chat as long as people stay around. But thing is, once the moon turns red, that's the most spectacular part, and I find that people they just tune out after it's red and it starts going, because it's a long process for that earth shadow to cover the whole breadth of the moon. Somebody asked why it turns red, and the reason why it turns red, from what I understand, is that the Earth's atmosphere refracts the light, and when it reflects the light, it causes that shadow not to be a complete shadow, but the light that goes through the atmosphere of the Earth refracts onto the moon, and that's what creates the red color. So, and then the moon reflects it back to us. So the moon started to go black at about 6:33. Alaska Standard Time, that is. So it was about an hour ago. Connor's asking why it's taking so long to turn red. Well, Connor, this isn't like a solar eclipse where the Earth has the moon move around it. Like that point that the shadow creates on the Earth is a little spot, and then that moves with the rotation of the Earth. So that happens really fast. Well, the Earth's shadow is fairly decent size, and the moon goes all the way behind it. So you're really seeing it cover. It'd be like that spot on the Earth being over the size of the Earth. I don't know how to explain that well, but if you it just goes across way slower. So it does take a few hours for the complete eclipse process. Someone asked if the far side of the moon would be, if you'd be able to have any effect on the far side of the moon, and you wouldn't be able to. It'd be like seeing an eclipse in the nighttime. It's not really possible. It doesn't really slowly turn red. It turns red as soon as it eclipses. It's pretty cool, but you lose a lot of light. So I may have to do, and right before it eclipses, it starts to turn red. You can kind of see a little red hue in the corner there. But it's that light. Oh, that light from the moon. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my telescope here. It's looking pretty good. You can ask more. Oh, yeah, go ahead. My father-in-law is joining us, and this is his phone. Sorry, I'm not able to get to everybody's questions. I'm getting to them as fast as I can see them. But my father-in-law wants to ask me a few questions, maybe so he's been kind of paying attention to the live stream here. So go ahead.
Well, Jake, I'm down here in the other room watching on iPad. And this is really interesting stuff. I was wondering, because of living in Alaska, the atmosphere being much clearer here, if the technology would better, if we would see it better than other places in the world.
That's a good question, and I would say the biggest thing with that is we don't have a lot of light pollution, and so because we're out in the wilds of Alaska, it's hard to see anything in the sky other than the moon, like stars and stuff, if you're around the city or anything where there's a lot of lights. So for light pollution, it is way better where we are at than a lot of places that you guys might be tuning in from.
How about atmospheric conditions, though? Do we have possibly clearer light possibilities here than other places besides just light pollution?
Well, we are at about 2,000 feet in elevation, and that affects it a little bit, but you still have a lot of atmosphere above you. If you wanted to see it really well, like viewing it from Colorado or from the top of Mauna Kea in Hawaii, you might get a better view of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I would say that this is a spectacular night here in the mountains of Alaska for checking this out, and I can look out and just see stars everywhere tonight because we're out here where there's hardly any other types of man-made light. So you couldn't get a much clearer night for checking this out as far as just being here in person.
Yeah, it is very clear and it is very spectacular to watch in person. And so if you are away from a bunch of city light and light pollution, it is worth taking a look out, especially as we get to the point when the moon does get into full eclipse and becomes red. So Keith is asking what kind of telescope I have, and I'd have to turn the light on. I don't have a name brand one. We got it with we homeschool our kids because we travel a lot, and I work kind of off days, and so we just got kind of an off-brand telescope through our homeschool. You can see some people are seeing some red on it, and that's awesome. I'm glad this iPhone is kicking in a little bit better than the last one. So Keith, you should check out our channel and check out our channel trailer. We have a really cool channel trailer that introduces all of us as a family. Trying to adjust this a little more. You can kind of see a little bit more definition on the moon right now, and I might try to adjust. Yeah. See if I can adjust my. That looks about right. All right. See, I'm looking at a few. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm looking at a few of these questions and seeing if there are any that I can answer just quick. So this is raw footage of the blood moon. We don't have a lot of equipment for this, but sorry. I was moving it a little bit. I'm trying to keep it so we can see it well. Okay. Now, what happens is when it does turn red, a lot of times it makes it look like it's lighter because your eyes adjust to the dark. So people are asking when the eclipse ends, and it'll end in about 2.5 hours fully from when we are from where we are right now. It's about 2.5 hours longer for the eclipse. Trying to adjust this again. Okay. So anyways, I will probably keep filming until the light keeps coming back. Well, the light starts coming back onto the moon. Maybe about to this point, maybe a little bit longer. But I don't plan to keep the live stream going for the whole eclipse. Yeah. My in-laws are saying I should show you guys the stars afterwards, and if we can, we will. But this does not, this camera does not pick up light the same way as your eyes would. Try and adjust this. I think it's not perfect. So your eyes can see more than this camera lens can pick up, and I do have other cameras, and if I adjust the exposure length, I can pick up stars and all kinds of cool stuff in pictures, but not in real-time video. So we are getting about to the point where we're going to be able to see the blood moon. But I might lose it. That looks pretty good. We'll look at it here. Oh boy, it's about to sorry, I probably got my head in the way. So you can see the moon is almost gone. And I really hope that we're able to still see it once all that light goes off of there. But I think since we can see the other side, if I can stay after it, it'll be good. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this. This is a blood moon, super wolf blood moon, and we're filming from Alaska. And we want to encourage you guys to check out our channel. Our channel is about Alaska, and we show Alaska from an Alaskan family's perspective. It's a family vlog, and we go around and do a lot of Alaskan adventures all the time. We go fishing, hunting. We have a gold claim. We do all the stuff. Well, anyways, some stuff that they do on the reality shows, except for we do it without anybody telling us what to say or do. So if you want to check that out, we would appreciate if you'd subscribe to us. We're getting bigger and bigger as time goes on, and it allows us to do more cool things. So I might take some pictures here of the blood moon. Yeah. See if Heather will go take some pictures of it. Oh. So anyways, the moon is kind of fully eclipsed, or just almost fully eclipsed. And I wish it was a little brighter, but I'm going to have to take some pictures here, and I'm going to have to adjust my camera, so I apologize if I won't be talking too much. It looks pretty cool right now. Trying to take a picture here. It's hard to take a picture and live stream at the same time. Yeah, I am using an iPhone and a telescope, and if you watch the beginning, you can kind of see how I did it. It's pretty hokey. So I took a piece of paper towel roll, and I cut a hole in it, and I put it around the eye of the telescope, and then I inserted the phone in it. And so that's how hokey this is. Okay, trying to get some pictures here. Anyways, let's see. I can barely see it. I apologize for that. I'm going to try and get a few pictures, and then then I'll show you guys with this video how to do it. how to see it, or what it looks like with the naked eye. And just barely make it out on the iPhone. Okay, so I've had the window closed, and I'm going to try opening the window here and see if that makes a difference. Because that's probably cutting down on my light a little bit. Oh, it won't. Did that help a little bit? That helped a little bit. It's pretty red. Uh-oh, I might have lost it. Okay, so I opened the window, and that helped. Maybe very good. There we go. Uh-oh, I might have lost it. Sorry if I lose it for a minute, guys. We're gonna try a few things here. So, I don't know if you guys can see, I did take this out, and the moon is red up there. So, trying to find it. Zooming in on it. This is without the telescope. And that telescope makes a big difference. So, I'll try and line it up again. Trying to get it lined up. Sorry guys, it takes a little bit to get lined up. Let's see. I'm just going to show you guys my setup here. I'm still zoomed in. That's the problem. Okay, so there's my telescope. And I've got it on a box with some tape. And I got this little guy right here. And I'm basically putting this on the telescope. And then I've got to line the telescope up. It's not facing the right way right now. We're looking out the window. Probably have to move this box a little bit. You got to realize the box was set in the spot and the moon has moved substantially. Someone was asking what it was. It's a celestron, but it's not. Trying to line it up so I got a perfect view of the moon here, guys. There we go. I can see the moon in the telescope, so that's what matters, right? Trying to get it perfect because it is red now. And I gotta get my piece here. All right.
Have you tried it without the telescope, honey?
Yeah, it's terrible without the telescope. You want to try and get some pictures of the moon here? Okay, let's see. So we're gonna try and put this in again. I'm off the moon now. Lights off. Okay, light is going off. It is more of a spotting scope, but it was advertised as a telescope. So that's how we got it for homeschool. And we do spotting too with the kids. So anyways, sorry guys. I kind of lost it. And when it goes red like that, it's really hard. So if you want to hold it here, I'm going to try and get a few things. And I'm going to try and get the camera picture. Try and adjust that in there.
They're too short. Here, James, you better do this. I'm too
Hold on,
short.
I'm going to get a picture of it.
I'm not sure how to do this, kid. You need to take it, please.
Okay. So, go ahead and turn the light on. Let's see here. Turn the light on, Heather. Oops, sorry. Dropped the phone. So anyways, I am trying to get some pictures here. And I'm going to zoom in here. Let's see. Trying to get it zoomed in on this. I had this problem last year with it too. So I apologize for that, everyone. And I can see the moon in here, but I can't quite get the camera to focus on it right again. There it is. There it is. Okay, go ahead and turn the light out. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get that. I had it there for a second. Sorry for you guys that are just tuning in. We had it and then it moved, and it's hard to follow because it's pretty dark. There we go. Oh, had it for a second. There we go. Trying to get the camera lens to fix up with it. And right now the moon is in totality, and that's why I'm having so much trouble with it. There we go. It is in totality. And there we go. Got it. It does kind of look blue, but it's fully in the shadow, and it looks more red when you look at it with the naked eye. And I apologize that it's kind of in and out. Trying to get the camera to line up properly. There we go. Come on now. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, it's kind of blue and red right now. The moon is in totality. So I apologize for the technical difficulties. For those of you guys who stuck with me, thank you so much. Oh. And I'm having a few more. No, it's the people are asking if it's done, and it's in totality right now, which means, let's see here. Up in and out. Because this camera lens so it'll be red for about a half hour. I'm not sure if it'll get redder than this. Part of it is how we're seeing it, you know, it's kind of the angle in my camera. It looks pretty red with the naked eye. Oh man, I lost it again. Just hangs there in the sky. Problem is in order to film this, I got to have it dark, and that makes it hard to line everything up properly. Sorry, I lost it again. Trying to get it in the center is really difficult. So I think the entire eclipse will end in just a little bit. Like an hour, 2 hours, sorry. About 2 hours from now, it'll totally be done. It absolutely looks beautiful. So, see if I can find a better angle on this, because What's your idea?
I cut a hole in this.
Well, I think this will work.
Oh, it's very shaky on the screen.
All right, there we go. Yeah, if you do have clear skies, it's worth looking outside. If you can see the moon, you can see the red there. It is faint. It's way easier to see in the sky, especially if you can make your exposure longer on the camera. There we go. Yeah, it's a bum time for the sky to get cloudy is when you're right in the middle of the eclipse and it's red. So, oh, I had it there. Let me get that full view of it. All right, we're going to try this piece I have for it. Make sure I have everything centered.
I had another idea for you. Can you try it?
Gotta get it to line up first. Okay, we're trying to get it lined up again. But when I try and get it lined up, a lot of times I knock the telescope off, and it doesn't take very much to get the telescope off of target. I'll try and get another view of it here. There it was. Oh, there, had it. Looks like if you're watching it through the clouds.
Want me to take that for you?
There we go. Wish I had that piece for it. There we go. Got it. Got it on there.
Would you like me to take that?
So it's hard to get the optics of the camera to meet up with the telescope. And then if you bump it at all, it knocks the moon out of focus. You know, people keep asking why the moon looks blue with it, and I think it's just how the light that the camera's picking up. It looks really red with the naked eye, and you can see the red on it too, but there, wow, now it looks pretty red. And if it was last year, I'd be like, yeah, it's because it's a super blue moon, but this one's not actually a blue moon. So right now I'm actually holding the phone with my hand to make sure that I can get the telescope. You can see it moving out of the view of the telescope right there. So if I just bumped off of it. Alaskan cold, I'm really glad you're able to see that moon come in with the clouds clearing out for you. So, but you can see it is red, and it does have a hint of blue on it. And you know, it is the atmosphere that does cause that to change color like that, the Earth's atmosphere. So it's the light reflecting through the Earth's atmosphere. So I guess it makes sense that you see some blue. It does kind of look like the Pepsi logo, doesn't it? And that red and blue. A little bit of white. When the moon starts coming back, I'll be able to find it a lot better. So yeah, this is the best I can do with this right now. I'm gonna have to like get some kind of mount for an iPhone for a spotting scope. Be kind of nice to have anyways for viewing animals. So, sorry, I kind of lost it there. Trying to make sure. The other thing is the moon is moving through the sky. So I'll get it for a little bit and then it'll try and move on me. So I'm about 90 miles north of Anchorage. So south central Alaska. Uh-oh. I'm really sorry that it's kind of shaky and it's not perfect, but there's a good view of it. Really good. Anyways, you guys, thanks for tuning in with us at How to Alaska here. Our channel is about Alaska and experiencing Alaska, and it's from a family vlog perspective. And we do a lot of adventurous things. Oh, I lost it again. We do a lot of adventurous things as a family. A lot of stuff that they do on reality shows. One of our slogans is Alaska reality with no Hollywood drama. So, anyways, you guys appreciate that we're showing the blood moon the best we can, even though it's not perfect. Give our channel a subscribe and like our videos. We'd appreciate it. There we go. Gotta get that light to go into the camera. Oh, let's bump the telescope there. We don't throw rocks or harass animals. We do shoot animals though in hunting season, but we keep all we make sure that we follow the rules and regulations that do that as part of our lifestyle and how we live. We eat a lot of wild game and we eat a lot of fish and stuff. Yeah, this is hard. Let's see, trying here. Oh, what was that? There was like a bright flash outside. That was cool. Might have just been a car going by though. Oh, I lost the camera angle there. There we go. Trying to get the moon brighter on this is hard to do. We're in the middle of the blood moon, the lunar eclipse, and it is, what, about 8 o'clock Alaska Standard Time. And the moon is just deep red and huge, like here as it is in Indiana probably. And it's about 3 or 4 below degrees, minus 3 or 4 Fahrenheit. And we're just kind of chilling with the window open and trying to get as bright a view of the moon as we can, but on an iPhone it's hard to do. I also have a telescope so you can see it a little bit closer. Anyways, matzo bolts, if you're bored, you got any questions about Alaska, I can answer them for you. Right now the eclipse is at full, so the light is hard to get into the camera. And I'm having trouble getting the... There we go. And this is real time with the moon. It's happening right now, and if you can see the moon at where you live, you'll barely be able to find it actually right now, but it'll be red. Someone asked if I could see Russia from my background. That's awesome. You can actually see Russia from Alaska, and the mainland Alaska, actually. There's a town called Wales. Basically, it's in between Nome and Kotzebue, and they can see the mainland of Russia there. And 2 islands, north and south, Big Diomede and Little Diomede, sorry, are 2 miles apart, and the United States owns one. They're in the Bering Sea. And the smaller one, Little Diomede, and Big Diomede is owned by Russia, and they're only 2 miles apart, and the natives walk across the ice to visit other people on the island, so they actually, yeah. So you could take a boat to Russia, but I wouldn't advise it without figuring out something with customs and stuff, because that kind of international law stuff freaks me out. No, we're on Alaska Standard Time, actually, which is an hour off of Pacific Time. Evelyn, that is really cool. Native and live in Russia. That's awesome. I would not mind going to Russia someday, especially Far East Russia would be really cool in my book. Maybe Kamchatka or something. I lost it there for a little bit, sorry. I lost it in the telescope. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, the moon is not in the right spot here. There we go. Sorry, and I'm missing a few of your guys' questions. I can't see them. Like they come and they go on my screen, so it's hard for me to follow up with them and hold the phone and everything. So if I don't answer your question, just feel free to ask again. There we go. It is a full blood moon out. And it is about 3 degrees below zero, maybe 4 below zero right now. And the temperature is kind of dropping a little bit. But there were some clouds coming in south central, and that usually means a warming trend for us. And so I expect the temperature to warm up tomorrow. You know, someone said they got an app that tracks earthquakes, and we just had a fairly big earthquake a couple months ago, and it was pretty crazy. Sorry, I'm missing the moon out of my telescope here. Oh man, I had it. Yeah. Oh, I lost the moon there, guys. Sorry. It's really hard to hold the phone there on the telescope and get a view of the moon too. So I'm trying my best. And if you've watched for a little bit, I've kept it pretty good. But the moon is moving, so please bear with me. I've got to adjust my telescope down now. Now maybe I can get it. There we go. Got it back into focus. You know, someone's saying they can barely see the moon in Houston, Texas, and you have, you probably have a lot of light pollution. So, anyways, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dennis. Good to see you join the live feed. Got to remember that that light pollution does make it so the lights in the sky don't appear as bright. We are having a great time tonight. We thank all you guys for tuning in to How to Alaska. Our channel's about Alaska and adventuring in Alaska, and we do it as a family vlog. And our kids are all involved in it, and we do a lot of different Alaska adventures, a lot of which you'd see from reality shows, except for we have a unique perspective because no one's telling us how to do it. So it's just from our family doing the things that we grew up doing. So it's true Alaska, and our slogan is Alaskan reality, no Hollywood drama. So anyways, check out our channel. Give us a subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want it, if you like our content. And we have some pretty cool videos. We've been doing YouTube for like 3 or 4 years, so we've got a pretty good library. Zoom in on it. I'm going to zoom out here quick. Had it good for a little bit there. Trying to get it brighter, but there's not a lot of light because the sun's not reflecting directly on the moon, and it's the stuff through the earth. Thanks for subscribing, those of you guys who have subscribed to our channel. We really appreciate that. It helps us to be able to do more things in Alaska and cooler things, and helps us to get equipment, better equipment. In fact, we're planning on upgrading some of our equipment to make it less shaky, which you see I'm struggling with right now. So, anyways, this is the blood moon, super blood moon, wolf blood moon, and they call it a wolf moon because it's in January. Who knows? They have weird names for them that don't really mean a whole lot. Thank you, I'm Dennis. So there is the moon, and it is looking really good. Really pretty. Unfortunately, I can't get a better angle at it. There we go. We don't have any pollution out here. Someone asked, is it done? And nope, it'll turn white again, and it'll start in one corner. We probably have about 10 more minutes of full eclipse. And right now, someone says the moon is a big block of cheese. Well, it's a red block of cheese right now. Evelyn Whitson asks if we like to hunt, and yeah, we absolutely love to hunt. We live off of caribou and moose, and we do a lot of small game hunting as well. I would like to get into duck hunting a little more, but the problem is our opening day of moose hunting season is the same day as duck hunting season, so that poses kind of a problem for us. So someone's asking why it's so dark. And I just want to explain that when the moon goes into full eclipse, the sun is not shining directly on it. And so because I have an iPhone, it's just not the best camera for doing night footage. And I don't really have a great method for shooting that. And I don't know of a really great setup for doing that. Maybe someday I'll get a little better at that. Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll have a better setup for that. But you'll just have to, it's just, the moon gets darker when it turns blood red. So someone asked if I'd say hello, Jovi. Hello, Jovi. It's not really bright red. It's like a dull red is what it turns. It looks more bright red if you could see it. If you go look outside and you can see it, then it'll look more red. So, and this is about the best you can do without a whole lot of special equipment for it, and pieces of equipment, accessories for your camera that set up your stuff for, I don't know, that set up for astronomy or something, or setting up to put a camera on your telescope. Uh-oh, I'm losing the brightness. There we go. And I got to track along with it. Keith asks if I go fishing. My screen name is Fisherman Jake Keith, and I am an avid fisherman. You really need to subscribe to our channel, I think. Okay, I lost it there. Oh, lost it. Do I pet a polar bear? I would never pet a polar bear, man. They're dangerous. They eat people. Keith asks if I go finding mushrooms. We pick morel mushrooms and a couple other different kinds of mushrooms. Morels are our favorite. Sorry guys, I lost it again. Trying to get that camera lined up right. It's hard to do in the dark. There we go. So anyways, I think this, it should have about 5 or 6 minutes left. Yeah, the wolf part of the moon is just a timing. It's like January moons they call a wolf moon. It's like a blue moon. You know, it sounds really cool, but there isn't anything spectacular to it. It's just they label it a wolf moon because it's in January. So, but sometimes we do hear wolves howl where we live out here, which is really cool and really eerie. It'd be cool if they were howling right now. Kind of freaky. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with hunting. So there it is. Super blood moon, and we only got about, 5 minutes left maybe, before the light starts coming back. It'll be cool, kind of like you'll kind of see a little bit of an event horizon on the one side. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in with us. Keep saying that over again because I think I have new people come and people go. And our channel is How to Alaska, and our goal is to show people a lot of Alaska through our family. So we family vlog, and we do a lot of adventures in Alaska, and you can really get, if you like Alaska reality, ours is real Alaska reality. It's not scripted or anything like that. Keep the light good. I lost it. I lost it again. You got to remember the moon is always moving across the sky, or at least from our perspective, it's moving. Keith asks if I go frogging. We only have one kind of frogs here, Keith, and they are wood frogs. And so, yeah, I take my kids looking for frogs in the spring and stuff, but they're so small you don't eat them or anything like that. Okay, we're going to try and zoom in on the moon again. There we go. Can you see it now? Can you hear me now? Oh. There we go. That's the blood moon right there. Should be pretty soon, and we're going to start seeing the event horizon come back. Keith is asking me if I go frogging, and we catch frogs, but they're just for kids. Catch them as pets. We don't eat them. They're too small. It's really hard because it's really dark. Really dark and hard to line up. I'm going to try and line it up again. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. For those of you guys who have tuned in and are heading off to bed, I know it's later in different parts of the country, but I can hear somebody riding by on a snow machine. We have about 2 feet of snow where we're at. We call what most people call snowmobiles, we call snow machines here. People are asking what time is it here. What time is it right now? Some people have 12:30. It's 8:30 here then. Well, there is the moon. If you guys can hear that, that's a snow machine going by. Sorry guys, I lost it here. Need to get it back before that event horizon. I definitely want to be on it when the light comes back. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So, there we go. Sorry, I keep losing it, guys. It's really hard to hold this on properly. And it's too dark for me to track it. So someone's asking what's a snow machine. And a snow machine is what Alaskans call a snowmobile. And if you come to Alaska and you try to change us, we'll know that you're not from Alaska if you use the word snowmobile. Because we call them snow machines here. It's kind of part of our culture. Oh, lost the moon again. Sorry, guys. Should be coming back any minute here. Oh, my tripod. I've got to move my box. Window is changing. No wonder I'm having trouble with it. Wow, there's just piles of stars out there. Uh-oh. Having trouble and I gotta do it in dark. Alright, we're gonna find a new way to set this. Oh. And let's see. Totally lost it. Okay. Frightfully cold, 53 degrees in Tucson. It's like 4 below here. Trying to get this. I'm really sorry this is having so much trouble, guys. Okay. Really difficult. Yeah, I guess Fairbanks has had some really cold weather lately, like 50 below. 5 below would seem like a warm up, 3, 4, 5 below. I used to live in Fairbanks, though, so I'm no stranger to cold weather. Let's see if we can get this moving here. There we go. Yeah, I know that. There we go. At the moon. It's -20. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Someone's thinking that they might be done before it comes back. It should be back here pretty soon. Anyways, if you guys are just tuning in, we've had a few technical difficulties trying to keep the moon in focus, but we get it back from time to time, and we're having some fun conversation anyways. So better than just listening to some weird music on the blood moon. You can kind of see what's going on with it. So I'm also answering questions on Alaska. We are filming this from Alaska and live. And so we are just a channel that's about Alaska, and we do a family vlog style and do a lot of Alaska adventures. We have a gold claim, we go hunting, we go fishing and hiking and boating and all kinds of cool stuff as a family. So anyways, check us out, subscribe to our channel if you're new here. And we figured it'd be fun to do a live feed on the blood moon. Feel free to ask questions about Alaska. Someone's asking where we're at in Alaska. We don't give out our direct location just for privacy reasons, but we live about 90 miles from Anchorage, so we're north of Anchorage. Most people don't know where that is anyways, so I mean, they know where Anchorage is, but they don't know. If I said where we were, they wouldn't even know where that is. Yeah, when the moon goes behind the Earth during a full moon, the shadow of the Earth covers the moon, and that's the lunar eclipse. And when the moon is fully eclipsed, Scarlett asks, please read this comment. The sun is behind the moon in a solar eclipse. Yeah, it's always moving through the sky. It doesn't really stay still. The Earth is moving and the moon is moving around the Earth. Keith asks if I eat snapping turtle. We don't have any turtles in Alaska, Keith. But if we did, I would probably try them. It's red right now. No, Keith, we eat a lot of moose. We eat a lot of caribou. We eat grouse and rabbit up here. I've even eaten a porcupine, but I'm not that keen on their flavor. One thing that I do really like to eat, and we have a video on it, but is muskrat. Muskrat's very good to eat. You know, porcupines around people are kind of tough on pets. They come through and your dogs will get into them and they'll come through your yard and they're not very afraid of stuff because they're protected. So, you know, if you have a porcupine around your house, you end up, it's wise to shoot it, and I don't like to shoot things that I don't eat. So that's why I've tried porcupine. Keith asks if I've ever had deer jerky. Yeah, I've had deer jerky. I've, uh-oh, I lost my moon in the view. I make jerky from moose and caribou as well. The temperature in Alaska right now is about, well, it's colder up north, but north of us, but right here it's about 4 below. Got a few trolls trolling me. Wolf jerky, no. Fake. Obviously, from my beautifully awesome cinematography, you can tell it's fake. I wasn't necessarily talking to you, Guy Dodd. I was talking about a few other guys asking me about wolf jerky and some other stuff. So it should be coming back here soon. I think I almost feel like it should be coming back on the other side, though. Nope, it'll be coming back on that side. I'm wrong. A lot of people that I know that trap, they will eat lynx, and they say it's a lot like snowshoe hare, and snowshoe hare is one of my favorite to eat. That, muskrat, elk is exceptionally good. Moose is very good. Caribou's good in sausage. So. So you can see the event horizon on the other side of the moon coming back. I mean, the sun's glow coming back on the moon now. So. Anyways, people get out of hand, I'll just delete them. Food asks if, is it true if you can see all of Russia from Alaska? Well, if somebody was videotaping through Russia and you watched it on TV, yes. But you can truly see Russia from Alaska. You can see the mainland of Russia from Wales, Alaska. And Little Diomede in the Bering Sea as well. And I would imagine you could see it from some of the other islands, like Nunivak Island in the Bering Strait. You can see the moon's, the sun starting to come back to the moon there. And it was someone's asking if it ever gets warm here. We get into the 80s some summers, and sometimes we break 90. In Fairbanks, they generally have 90 as it gets into the 90s in the summer. I've lived in Alaska. Well, you guys should check out our channel. We have a trailer that kind of explains all that on our channel page. Just how long we've lived in Alaska. All my kids were born here. I moved to Alaska with my parents when I was 11. So you can see that sun coming back to the moon, and the moon is starting to turn black again and not red. And that blue hue is like totally gone. So it is 8:47 here. We are only 1 hour off you guys in California. I grew up, at least for my adolescent life, in Alaska, fishing and hunting and doing all kinds of adventuring and hiking and all kinds of stuff in the mountains and going out on the ocean and stuff like that. Commercial fished for a lot of years. It's a lot of fun. So Anna's asking, aren't I freezing outside? Well, Anna, here's the secret. I've just got an open window, so my feet are getting a little cold, but that's about it. Yeah. It's 4 below outside. That's awesome. Keith is asking if I've ever had cod. I love cod. Cod is very good. Not as good, though, as lingcod. Well, there's lingcod, which isn't actually a cod, but it is in the greenling family. It's called lingcod. Pacific cod I've had, and it's very good. It tends to have a lot of worms in it, though. So you kind of just, if you start flaying into one and it's got a lot of worms, then you do that. And then I've had black cod, and black cod is Pacific sablefish, and it's very buttery flavored, and it's really good. I actually caught them commercial fishing in Prince William Sound, and they're real deep water fish. What am I using to hold the picture steady? I'm actually using my hands. So someone was asking if I've had bear. I think I've had it once or twice. I haven't shot a bear yet, so I haven't really, I've just had it with people. And bear's like pork. It can have, it can get trichinosis, so you got to cook it. Make sure you cook it right, and you don't want trichinosis to get you. And Stickloaf asked if I ever eat moose. Yes, I do hunt moose every year, and it's always my goal to get a moose because they basically will eat. With my family, we'll eat moose for the whole year, and about the next year we'll be eating another one. Somebody asked if I'm just have the window open and I'm just shooting out the window, and the answer is yes, I am. And my feet are getting cold a little bit. There are a few things that are better than cooked cow, I must say. King crab, fried halibut's pretty dang good. I'd probably take a steak over fried halibut. Alaskan prawns, they're pretty good too. And believe it or not, you guys would be surprised, but muskrat's right up there with cooked cow. And elk. If you get a good elk, and a good elk is right up there too. Bison, those are all real good. Frozen Kimmer says, the second says fresh moose liver. Well, my experience with moose liver is it tends to be on the strong side, especially during the rut when the hunting season is. Teresa says elk is gamey. She doesn't like elk. Elk can be gamey. A lot of that depends on, and the same as with moose and caribou, a lot of depends on when you get it and how the field care is. That has to do with where you are in the world. So the moon having it on the side here is depending on where you are in the world. So if you're at a different part of the world, you have a different angle on the moon, but you're seeing the moon the same way. People are asking if God's coming back because of the blood moon. And I think I got a good perspective on that, so I'll answer that. I think that God has not given it to us to know the time and date that He's coming back, but He just tells us to look up and know our redemption is near. So don't concern yourself with whether He's coming back soon or later, and live accordingly. I would agree with that. It is a sign to prepare, but there are other things that I think are much more evident. Delilah, I'm sorry, this is a pretty amateur video, and I basically do it to get people engaged with our channel, and I make no bones about that. So if you do want to see more of Alaska, our other videos are much better quality. I've got to adjust my scope here again. Doesn't want to cooperate with me. Well, thank you, Teresa. I'd be a little more critical of my videography skills there, but that's me. So the Earth right now is between the moon and the sun. That is correct. Which is really cool. All right, so we're going to try to adjust this. And I might just call it a night, actually. Let's see. Trying to get this. So. Sorry, the moon is out of focus here. I lost my tripod. I'm trying to get it back. So let's see. So anyways, you guys, that's about it for the blood moon, I think. I appreciate you guys. I might get it back here just real quick. Tuning in with us. Let's see. We'll try once more to get it back. I think I got it lining up. It is a beautiful night. That's for sure. But it is hard to find. See it up there. I'm trying to get it lined up again. Like I said, it went to the top of my ability to see. And I think that's it. All right. Just a second here. Yep, we're going to call that good because I am on low power mode right now. And, there we go. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in with us. The moon's coming back. It's basically the same as it was the other way. It no longer has a red tinge to it. And if you guys are bored and looking for something to do, check out our channel, subscribe to it, How to Alaska. Watch our channel trailer, and hopefully I can get some really poppin' northern lights here one of these days and do a live feed on that. But there just isn't the hype up behind Northern Lights as there is the blood moon, and I can get a lot more people to tune in. So if you hit the bell, you'll see live feeds, but my live feeds tend to be pretty spontaneous. So most of our stuff is just regular videos that we post. We're trying to do it every week. So. And you can also follow us on Facebook too. We do have Facebook, and our content's a little bit different on Facebook, but it tends to be some of the same content. So anyways, thanks a bunch.